May the peace of the Lord be with you all. Today's Gospel Reflection, September 9th, 2025, Tuesday.
Brothers and sisters, as you received Christ Jesus the Lord, walk in Him, rooted in Him and built upon Him, and established in the faith as you were taught, abounding in thanksgiving. See to it that no one captivate you with an empty, seductive philosophy, according to the tradition of men, according to the elemental powers of the world, and not according to Christ. For in Him dwells the whole fullness of the deity bodily, and you share in this fullness in Him, who is the head of every principality and power. In Him you were also circumcised, with a circumcision not administered by hand, by stripping off the carnal body, with the circumcision of Christ. You were buried with Him in baptism, in which you were also raised with Him, through faith in the power of God, who raised Him from the dead. And even when you were dead in transgressions, and the uncircumcision of your flesh, He brought you to life along with Him, having forgiven us all our transgressions, obliterating the bond against us with its legal claims, which was opposed to us. He also removed it from our midst, nailing it to the cross. Despoiling the principalities and the powers, He made a public spectacle of them, leading them away in triumph by it. Responsorial Psalm. The Lord is compassionate toward all His works. I will extol you, O my God and King, and I will bless your name forever and ever. Every day will I bless you, and I will praise your name forever and ever. The Lord is compassionate toward all His works. The Lord is gracious and merciful, slow to anger and of great kindness. The Lord is good to all, and compassionate toward all His works. The Lord is compassionate toward all His works. Let all your works give you thanks, O Lord, and let your faithful ones bless you. Let them discourse of the glory of your kingdom, and speak of your might. The Lord is compassionate toward all His works.
The Holy Gospel according to Luke. Jesus departed to the mountain to pray, and He spent the night in prayer to God. When day came, He called His disciples to Himself, and from them He chose 12, whom He also named apostles: Simon, whom He named Peter, and his brother Andrew, James, John, Philip, Bartholomew, Matthew, Thomas, James the son of Alphaeus, Simon who was called a Zealot, and Judas the son of James, and Judas Iscariot, who became a traitor. And He came down with them, and stood on a stretch of level ground. A great crowd of His disciples and a large number of the people, from all Judea and Jerusalem, and the coastal region of Tyre and Sidon, came to hear Him, and to be healed of their diseases. And even those who were tormented by unclean spirits were cured. Everyone in the crowd sought to touch Him, because power came forth from Him, and healed them all. The Gospel of the Lord. Reflection. In this Gospel passage, we see a powerful moment in Jesus' ministry. He spends the night in prayer, calls His disciples, chooses 12 to be apostles, and then goes down to meet the crowds, teaching, healing, and bringing freedom. It's a scene full of movement, upward to God in prayer, inward in forming His disciples, and outward in serving the people. From this, we can draw 3 important lessons about what it means to follow Christ today. 1. Preparation through prayer. Before making any important decision, Jesus first withdraws in prayer. He spends the whole night in communion with the Father. This shows us that prayer is not optional, it is the foundation of every mission. Too often, we rush into choices guided only by emotions or pressure. But prayer gives clarity, strength, and peace. Think of a doctor before surgery, carefully studying the case and preparing the tools, or an athlete before a big game, training with focus and discipline. In the same way, prayer prepares us for life's challenges and responsibilities. Whether we are parents making choices for our families, workers facing career decisions, or young people discerning their future, time in prayer aligns us with God's wisdom. Jesus shows us that prayer is not wasted time, but the very strength of our mission. 2. Called and chosen for mission. From among many followers, Jesus chooses 12 apostles. They were ordinary men, including fishermen, a tax collector, even one who would later betray him. Yet, he called them, not because of their perfection, but because of their willingness to follow. This is a reminder that God also calls each of us in our ordinary lives. Our vocations may differ, some as parents, teachers, nurses, students, or workers, but all are chosen to reflect God's love in the world. In modern life, it's easy to feel insignificant, as though our daily tasks have little value. But when seen through the eyes of faith, even small acts become sacred. A mother comforting her child, a worker doing their job with honesty, a young person resisting peer pressure. These are all ways of living out God's call. Being chosen doesn't mean being flawless. It means being willing to grow and to serve where we are placed. Just like the apostles, we are invited to be living witnesses of God's presence in the world. In modern life, it's easy to feel insignificant, as though our daily tasks have little value. But when seen through the eyes of faith, even small acts become sacred. A mother comforting her child, a worker doing their job with honesty, a young person resisting peer pressure. These are all ways of living out God's call. Being chosen doesn't mean being flawless. It means being willing to grow and to serve where we are placed. Just like the apostles, we are invited to be living witnesses of God's presence in the world. 3. Sent to bring healing and hope. After choosing the 12, Jesus immediately goes down to meet the people. Crowds gather from everywhere, seeking healing, freedom, and guidance. Power flows from him, touching every knee. This reminds us that discipleship is never only about personal growth. It always moves outward. To follow Jesus is to be sent into the world as instruments of healing, hope, and peace. Today, healing might not always mean curing sickness, but it can mean offering encouragement to someone discouraged, forgiving someone who has hurt us, or providing comfort to a lonely neighbor. Hope can be shared in small ways, by speaking kindly, standing for justice, or giving generously to those in need. Each of us carries Christ's presence, and through us, His power can still touch lives. The world is filled with brokenness. The disciples are called to be channels of God's love where healing is most needed. The gospel reading shows us a clear path of discipleship, preparation through prayer, the call to follow, and the mission to serve. Jesus models for us how to root our lives in God, respond with faith, and then bring hope to others. Like the apostles, we may feel unworthy, but God delights in using ordinary people to do extraordinary things.